Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and we are doing a couple of movie reviews. So up first is a movie that I already watched before. I watched it for the first time in early 2013, and it is the award-winning Argo, which is from 2012, directed and starring Ben Affleck. So I think most people who this is kind of a famous movie. It's been I think it was kind of popular, and it's a good movie. Can't say anything more than can't say anything less about it. It is a really good movie. Um, I think it was well directed, well acted. There were a few things that I do want to mention. I'll mention that at the end of the movie. So I'm not going to go through the entire plot line because this is a very famous movie. Of course, it is based on the Canadian Caper, which is actually what it's called. So um, Ben Affleck plays Tony Mendes, who was a CIA operative. He is an expert in infiltration and rescuing people from particularly difficult areas. Um, so when the Shah of Persia has been dethroned by the public, they voted to throw him out, and the country went into basically to shit because they became an Islamic republic. And even though do have a head of state, but Ayatollah Khomeini, who luckily is he was an evil motherfucker. He is no longer alive. That guy became he was the religious leader. He also became the de facto leader of Iran, and basically the country went into the extreme side. So apparently the Shah was really a bad. He was not a good leader. He showed favoritism to some people, and he killed a lot of people who opposed him, and he tried to jail I think he already did jail the Ayatollah Khomeini. So that's kind of ancient history, not ancient history. It's kind of old news, but yeah. So, but however, the British and the Americans had him in their books, and therefore the U.S. granted him asylum against the unpopular decision of not letting him be tried in Iran, because if they did try him, he was definitely going to be hanged to death. That's basically what they wanted. They wanted to hang him to death. The U.S. refused to do him, so there was a lot of protest in Tehran, and they stormed the barricades of the U.S. embassy, took a lot of them, a lot of the staff over there as prisoners, hostages basically. And 6 of them did escape. They managed to make their way to the Canadian ambassador's. Excuse me. The beer I had earlier is trying to come out. So they went to the Canadian ambassador's residence, and he and his wife granted them, safe harbor. However, they can't come out because the soldiers and all of them are looking for them. The protesters are looking for Americans, and they're even questioning anybody who looks like a Westerner. So you get to see a lot of that, So, like I always say, and for people who are new, religion and politics are two of the most biggest evil that has ever been created. And I use the word evil in quotes because I don't really believe that that's anything that is actually evil to speak of. I do not believe in supernatural stuff. So therefore, and that includes all sort of deities and demons and devils. So anyway, that's not the whole point. So they're granted, asylum when I say asylum, they're just hiding out in his residence. They need to get out of the country. So Tony Mendes is actually the operative who finally comes up with the idea of making a imaginary movie, which is based sort of like Star Wars was really popular. Battlestar Galactica. He got this idea from while talking to his son, who was living with his estranged wife, or the son's wife, Tony Mendes' wife. At that time, they didn't actually separate, but they were estranged for a while. So while talking to him one night, the son was actually watching Battlestar Galactica. So based on the popularity of science fiction, escapism and movies like that, he decided to come up with a fake movie called Argo. They took the help of some Hollywood producers and an agent they made up this fake movie, Argo. They had a script ready, they had costumes, they had some people coming in for the cast. So they were looking for this. The cover story is he was going into Iran, first to Turkey and then go to Iran, apply for a visa to go and scout locations for the shoot. Kind of exotic locations, and then they pretend that give them fake identities of being a Canadian, which is why it's called the Canadian Caper. All of them being Canadian, and give them fake Canadian passports. So have them be part of his crew, including the director, the assistant director, all of those, and they have them smuggled out basically. So it's kind of like tension filled when in particular areas when you don't really know. Of course, I mean, anybody who's even read a little bit about it before going to the movie will know that all of them did manage to survive, and they do make it. But I think they do make really good form of tension. So I don't really know how much of it is actually made for the movie, but it does serve a purpose in like making it an entertaining film. So. To be honest, it is a really good movie. Along with Ben Affleck, you have one of my favorite character actors who plays the Canadian ambassador, and Victor Garber. He is wonderful in all the roles that I've seen him in. Victor Garber plays the Canadian ambassador. You also have John Goodman, Bryan Cranston, Alan Arkin, Tate Donovan in a small role, Clea Duvall. And so it's a pretty good set of actors. Rory Cochrane, Scoot McNairy, Kyle Chandler, Chris Messina, Zelko Ivanovic. I think he passed away recently. Normally he plays kind of bad guys. Titus Velvier, another small role. Richard Kind, another small role. But it was nice to see all the Keith I don't know how to pronounce his name. He played a sort of villainous role in Angel and Taylor Schilling. So it was an excellent cast, good choice for a lot of the actors. I mean, some of them did as good as they could given the circumstances. And I think this is a really good movie that you can watch over again. Granted, it took me all these years 7 years to actually watch it again. But it's not the kind of movie that I would sit and watch. I would watch over and over. But it is a movie which, it kind of like stands the test of time. So even if you watch it several years later, it is pretty good. So I thought of doing this review because, it has been 7 years. So even though I know the basic storyline, not everything is, as fresh in my memory. I did want to talk about some of the controversies. And when I say that, the controversy is basically because it was a lot of his historical accuracies. So apparently the Canadians were the ones who actually did the majority of this work, and they kind of like gave it to the CIA. Americans, of course, they that's what they do. But yeah, it's like even though they did award them, it was known as the Canadian Caper. So in the movie they say, let's not claim our part in it, and mostly like otherwise it would be a huge international problem and all that stuff. I don't know what they were all talking about. I'm just reading a quote basically. 90% of the contributions to the ideas and the conservation plan was Canadian, and the movie gives almost full credit to the American CIA. With that exception, the movie is very good. And the character of Tony Mendes was actually in Tehran only for a day and a half. So it was Ken Taylor who was the real hero, the Canadian ambassador. He basically orchestrated the entire thing along with his wife. So they say Canada is responsible for 6, and the CIA was a junior partner. But it's a movie, so you need to keep them on the edge of the seat. So I guess a movie about Canadians saving American lives might not really sell that much or make that much in America. And that's kind of like I notice about a lot of things about the United States. The general public, I'm sure it's not everybody who's like that, but the general public it's such, so when they make a movie, they have to kind of cater it towards American tastes and, make USA kind of stuff. This is a criticism. This is true I know some people may disagree. That's because you're kind of blinded towards that. So that's my honest opinion about it. But I do like the movie quite a bit. So I give this movie an 8.5 out of 10 as a sort of entertainer. And as a movie, it's kind of gripping. It's really, really awesome. So 8.5 out of 10. Watch it. I think you'll definitely like it if you haven't watched it yet. Thank you.